There are families built on love, and then there are families built on other interests. The Beckham family is definitely built on love, but in a very specific way. Because in this family, love is also strategy. Family is also business. Family is also brand. The Beckham family is a carefully engineered global image. Discipline, respectability, luxury, unity. Sport, fashion, and national pride fused into something almost royal. It survives on control and silence, not chaos. Which is why any Crackham, especially inside the family, doesn't just threaten relationships. It threatens the brand. At the center of that Beckham family image was their firstborn, Brooklyn Beckham. He was born in 1999 at the absolute peak of Beckham fame. From the moment he existed, he was public property. Victoria's pregnancy was sold to the press. Brooklyn's baby photos were sold to the press. He grew up inside a media bubble, photographed constantly, watched constantly, and yet by all accounts his childhood looked comfortable. Private schools in London, then private schools in the United States, security, drivers, tutors, a life that moved countries as his father's career moved continents. Brooklyn was always described the same way: sensitive, quiet, creative, not athletic like his father. Victoria doted on him openly. She called him "my baby" well into adulthood. She described him as emotional, gentle, easily hurt. From the outside, their bond looked intense and loving. Then came the careers, or more accurately, the search for one. Brooklyn tried football first. He trained casually as a child and spent brief time in elite youth settings. Not because he showed exceptional talent, but because he was David Beckham's son. He was never signed long-term to an academy, never seriously scouted, never on a professional path. By his early teens, it was obvious football wasn't for him, so he quit quietly. Then, every few years, Brooklyn would find his new passion: photography, modeling, coffee table books, cooking. His photography book was published despite brutal reviews. Critics called it amateur, poorly composed. His modeling career landed major campaigns, then quietly disappeared. Insiders agreed the demand came from his surname, not his skill. Then came cooking. Brooklyn branded himself as a chef through Instagram and online shows. With no formal training, no restaurant experience, no apprenticeships. Professional chefs openly mocked the basics he lacked. He wasn't a fraud. But he was undeniably a Nepo baby, protected by the Beckham brand and trapped inside it. This is the quiet paradox of legacy families. Privilege opens every door, but it also removes the freedom to fail privately. Every mistake becomes spectacle, every reinvention becomes suspicious, and every success is questioned. Brooklyn was never allowed to be bad at something in peace. He couldn't disappear into a kitchen, burn food, work unpaid shifts, or be anonymous. He had to arrive polished, or not arrive at all. And that pressure doesn't build confidence, it builds dependence on approval, on protection, on someone else defining your worth. When someone like Nicola entered his life, offering absolute loyalty, absolute validation, and a world where the Beckham name didn't dominate, it didn't just feel like love, it felt like escape. This is where things get uncomfortable. The Beckhams didn't exploit their children the way influencer parents do today, but they absolutely integrated them into the image. The children were photographed at matches, fashion shows, and premieres, included in magazine spreads and documentaries, shown online at key emotional moments, not overexposed, strategically visible. What they never had was anonymity. They grew up performing closeness and gratitude, even when emotions were messy. And after David Beckham's alleged cheating scandals in the early 2000s, everything tightened. Victoria went into survival mode. The family closed ranks. Unity stopped being emotional, and it became strategic. The children learned early that loyalty, silence, and image control were how the family survived. So when Brooklyn later rejected that system, it didn't just feel personal, it felt like a PR rupture. Then came Nicola Peltz. She came from a world even more powerful than the Beckhams. Her father, Nelson Peltz, is a billionaire corporate raider and investor, a vocal supporter of Donald Trump. Nicola grew up in privilege so extreme it made the Beckhams look sentimental. Multiple nannies, private jets, no compromises. And with that background came stories. Former household staff alleged she was difficult and controlling. Celebrity stylist Justin Anderson and others in fashion circles described her as entitled and unpleasant. None of it was proven in court, but it followed her. She previously dated Anwar Hadid. After that relationship ended, insiders claimed she distanced him from his family. Again, allegation, not verdict. A pattern formed in gossip culture. She wasn't easy, and her acting career never took off. Despite enormous access, Bates Motel and Transformers failed to make her a star. Her roles got smaller. Her momentum stalled. She didn't lack opportunity. She failed to turn opportunity into success. And ambition without success often hardens people. Brooklyn met Nicola in 2017 at Coachella. Nothing happened. 2 years later, they reconnected at a Halloween party in Los Angeles. This time, it clicked. The relationship moved fast. Friends noticed how quickly Nicola became Brooklyn's emotional center, how his family presence dropped, how his identity narrowed. By early 2020, they went public. By July 2020, less than a year later, they were engaged. The relationship was intense, all-consuming. Brooklyn reorganized his life around Nicola. Victoria smiled. Publicly. Privately? Tension almost immediately. Nicola didn't need guidance, didn't want mentorship, and didn't want to be absorbed into the Beckham orbit. For the first time, Victoria was dealing with a woman who could not be impressed. The 2022 wedding was lavish, but the dress became the battleground. Victoria offered to design it. Nicola initially agreed. Then suddenly, she didn't wear it. Brooklyn later claimed his mother canceled the dress at the 11th hour, forcing Nicola to urgently find another option. Fashion insiders dispute this completely. Valentino fittings reportedly happened months earlier. Couture timelines make an 11-hour switch impossible. The most likely truth? The 11th hour wasn't about sewing. It was about when Brooklyn realized the bridge was burned. Then came the reception, the dance. Brooklyn says his mother hijacked his first dance with Nicola. Witnesses say it was awkward timing, not sexual, but deeply uncomfortable. Some say Nicola left the room crying. To Brooklyn, it was humiliation. That moment crystallized everything: control, possession, boundaries crossed in public. After the wedding, silence became a weapon. Brooklyn stopped showing up. No David Beckham birthday attendance, no Father's Day acknowledgement, no holidays together. Then something even colder happened. Romeo and Cruz unfollowed him. No explanation. Then came the prenup. Brooklyn and Nicola signed an unusually strict agreement. It protects the Peltz fortune, not Brooklyn. His parents reportedly worried he was financially vulnerable, tied to Nicola's world. Brooklyn later claimed his parents pressured him to sign away rights tied to his name. And finally, he spoke. In an Instagram story published on January 19th, David and Victoria didn't publicly rebut his claims. David spoke vaguely about children, mistakes, and social media. Victoria said nothing. Sources say they're heartbroken. Cruz liked posts mocking Brooklyn's framing. No reconciliation, no joint statement, just silence. This story doesn't have a clean villain. It has a collision. A brand family, a billionaire dynasty, a sensitive son, a dominant partner, a mother who couldn't let go. Brooklyn chose his wife, but the cost of freedom is often exile, and in a family built on image, silence is the final boundary. If you were in Brooklyn's position, why would you choose love or legacy? And where do you think the real line between family and brand should be drawn? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to follow up breaking down who actually benefits most from this feud, subscribe for the next chapter.